Hi there, this is Leah from Mommyish, and today I get to show you how to use the Patched Up Toolkit. And this is a set of styles, brushes, and actions to help you create little badge slash patch elements or alphas or whatever um, for your kits. So it does require some basic knowledge, I guess, in Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, um, but nothing I think that a beginner couldn't grasp. So I'll take you through it step by step, and hopefully you'll get it. And hopefully I'm a decent enough teacher. I'm sorry if I'm not. All right, so getting started. I have a shape here. I have a circle. um, I need to actually undo something. I had started this before and I had made a huge mistake. Not really a mistake in the tutorial, but I paused it because an alarm went off. And I was like, "Oh no, an alarm went off. I should pause it." And then I hit restart and I realized that when I was hitting restart, I was restarting the entire video. And I was like, "No. No." And like a Luke Skywalker that's not true moment. So we get to start over with me. So yay for that. Um, in Photoshop Elements, you'll need to load all your styles, brushes, etc. Same thing in Creative Cloud or whatever you're using. All right, so from there, let's go. You have yawning, but I swear I'm not tired. It just happens sometimes. I've started off with like a little bit of a 2-inch badge is what I'm doing, just like a circular little badge. I have a little extra room around it. So this document is 800 by 800 pixels, if you were curious about that. So I have my little my shape. Depending on the type of layer you start with, you can start with text, you can start with shape, or you can start with the simplified layer, rasterized layer, whatever you want to call it. I have create path actions for each of those types of layers. So I'm starting with the shape, which really, I'll be honest, text and shape will give you the best effect. Um, Creating path from raster is always a little tricky depending on the amount of tolerance and whatever. You do too little, you get some really weird brush effects. You do too much, it's like really awkward and wonky. So hopefully I found a happy medium. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Um, so anyway, create path from shape. So I'm just gonna hit play. Wait, actually, no, I'm not because I forgot to delete it from the last time and it would try to duplicate. Gosh, I'm so failed today. Thank goodness that you guys tolerate me. All right, here we go again, making a path from the shape, which is really easy to do, by the way. You would just like right click and do like create path from shape. But this is important because it's actually naming our path something. Stroke it, like that song. Stroke it to the east. All right. And then we have our action underneath it. Stroke it. Oh my goodness, it matches. All right. So what you're going to do is look at our brushes. You're going to make sure that the foreground color is the color that you want that embroidered, is that even a word, embroidered edge to be. Embroidered. Oh, Lord help me. All right. I'm choosing pink, of course, because I'm me and I love pink. You're going to choose the thicker version first, and then after that, you're going to use the thinner version. One says bottom, the other says top. I'm going to go with the 40, which is about not quite an eighth of an inch of a border around. So here we go. I'm just going to choose my layer, base, and then stroke it and hit play. Ta-da! All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Like, don't mess with which layer it's on. Okay, you're gonna choose the top one, and you're gonna hit play. Yay! Awesome. All right. So now what we do is we look at our styles, and you're like, Leah, oh my goodness, all these styles, what are they for? Don't you worry. I kind of have them set up in an order of sorts. That should be really reassuring for you. She kind of says she might have it ordered for us, maybe. All right. So basically, we have a style here that's mommyish edging thread top. So that is going to go for our top stroke layer. Then we have mommyish threaded edge bottom, and that's going to go for the bottom one. And look what that did. It's already at 100. You're like, okay, Leah, I can't really see. But you can see there, it gives a really, really nice um, threaded effect. I really love the way this turned out. So there you have that. Now we're going to choose our base layer and we're going to apply one of the badge styles. There's a one for normal, there's one for lighter, oops, wrong thing, lighter backgrounds. So you can just kind of pick which one you like and go with it. If I were you at this point, if I was happy with how it looks, I would just merge these layers together. And so you have a little blank badge to work with. All right, now we need to add something onto the badge, right? Well, I'm going to go with some little custom vectors that are from Miss Tina. Let's choose maybe a really nice blue. I think will show up well. And sorry, my computer's lagging a little bit. All right, so I have a little flower that I want here. I'm going to go ahead and rasterize this layer or simplify it in PSC. Now we're going to use another action. This is called the embroidered effect action. What this effect does is it kind of makes the edges look a little jagged, I guess, but it's to give it a threaded effect, like, you know, like a machine has been working at it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play once. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what that did. Now, if you wanted more of an effect, you can always go ahead and hit play again to do a little more. I think I'm going to do that. I kind of like how that looks. And then this is where you kind of play around with the styles. There's different embroidered, they're all threaded, embroidered, whatever. So this is one with a shadow. This is two with a shadow. This is three with a shadow. I kind of like two. Yeah. So I'm going to use this one like that. And you can see how it gives it a like a machine embroidered sort of effect. I want to add a little more to it now though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little circle, my lips, orange, and I'm going to put that over the top. Because you want to build, right? Like you want to build each thing on top of each other, because if you put it all together, it wouldn't give it that same sort of like realistic effect. So I'm going to rasterize this layer. I'm going to do the embroidered effect once on this one, and I'm going to pick out which style I want to do with it. You just play around. I like the way it looks. It's cute. Yay, flower. All right. Now I'm going to have a little more fun. We're going to go a little further in depth. I want to create a path, a text path around this for it to say something clever because, well, I'm not really clever, but you know, why not? I'll pretend I am. So I'm going to use my shape tool. I'm not sure if this works in PSD, but I know it works in CS. So, and there's probably an easier way to do it. But this is how I do it. I create a shape and I move it to where I want it to be, you know, like centered and whatnot. I turn down my fill, so I'm just like I'm not really seeing it, but I know it's there, you know, it's there in spirit. When I mouse over, I can see that I have a path here, and I make sure that it's centered, and then I write on it. I write on it like a crazy person. And I think we're gonna go with pink again because I think that would look maybe kind of cute. Make the text smaller, and we're gonna do April showers. Shadows? Shadows. Yeah, April shadows. I've gotten really dark all of a sudden. Showers. Spring, May, flowers. This is what happens when your computer starts lagging and you're just like, what in the world is going on here? I'm going to play with the spacing and whatnot to try to get it to take up more space. I told you I'm doing this like each step by each step. You're going to see how fail I am when I create. You're going to be like, what in the world is this girl doing? There's such a better way. Um, yeah, I just keep playing with it until I like the way it looks. All right, pretty happy with it. I like how it looks. I usually deselect the path so I don't have to see it anymore. Um, but yeah, there we go. So I have like little April showers, bring my flowers around it. In a perfect world, I would probably increase the path a little bit. but I'm not going to do that right now. This is already taking too long for you. I'm probably like bored to death. Okay, Leah, get to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rasterize the type again. I'm going to use the embroidered effect again. I'm going to just run it once because it is a smaller little thing. And then there's a special style embroidery thin, and that's what I'm going to use on it. So we've gone from start to finish and created a action, or not an action, but an element from an action. And I want it to start at the top like that. So I'm just going to like, yeah, that works. I said that works, Photoshop. Get to it. Making me look bad. All right, so this is at 100%, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to give you a really good look of the final effect. There we are. And this is our final little badge, and just like that, you have an element. You can see how it is like it's a toolkit, like the description for the item says. It takes, a little bit of know-how, but I think that in the end it's a pretty happy medium. All right. If you're finished watching this, that's great. There's going to be a second tutorial on how to get to troubleshoot some little brush, I wouldn't say issues, but maybe concerns that you have. This tutorial. It'll be a tutorial for Photoshop CS. So anyway, I hope you enjoy and have a fantastic day. Bye bye.